Hey Brian, what was your teaching point on the ball there that Agnew scooped up when you guys were breaking down film after the game and took off the other way?
Yeah, certainly big picture wise, we need to punt the ball better. We certainly did not punt up to the standard we're capable of, and we need to be more disciplined in our coverage. The first teaching point, is a rookie mistake, by Jalen Jones, and something that we would certainly get corrected. But he needed to find the ball in that situation and be able to down the ball. And he got kind of turned around and did not look up to find the ball, knowing the situation. We got to be better with our situational awareness. And then once that happens, he's got to be right there to front up the returner and make sure he gets that ball down. And we got to win at gunner. There's a number of issues we had in coverage. We had a handful of guys that kind of froze up once the ball hit the ground and didn't continue to keep covering the field. And we had two guys that had poor leverage to the left, and we did not cover the field correctly like we should have. So we just got to be more disciplined in our coverage lanes, and we got to understand situational awareness and situational football at gunner better. And it should be a nothing play that certainly we allowed a big return that changed the makeup of the game.
James?
Brian, I guess, how did you gauge the kickoff returns, like the first real week of that new rule, and when to take it out? Because obviously there's going to be a lot less of that, this season.
Yeah, I think you will see less returns as a whole. Certainly, I don't know what that percentage is going to be. I think before, when we talked about the new rule going in, the estimated amount that the NFL gave was like a 9% decrease in returns. I think it'll probably be higher than that. I think people will probably play more conservatively, but we'll certainly see how that goes throughout the year. Really a lot of it's going to be based on kickers too. If we're facing a kicker that's got really good hang time, that can certainly impact your decision on what to return or what you're going to do based on some of those matchups and things. But really, our number one objective is to make sure we can take advantage of any weaknesses or tendencies that we know about and give the offense the best possible field position we possibly can. We were able to get one opportunity to get a return and didn't quite finish or execute the way we were capable of. And certainly there's more there. But when the opportunities are there and we think, the kick is set up for success, certainly we're going to look to return it.
Just one quick follow-up with Dallas. Obviously he has big playability. A lot of those kick returners do, but so how much is that balance? Okay, what do you see out there versus what we want to go into it planning to do, if that makes sense?
Yeah, certainly he has, and showed to have big playability. But really a lot of it's going to be, towards the end of the game, they kicked it out the back of the end zone every time. So a lot of it's going to be out of our hands with some of that. If, they're, kicking it deep in the end zone, we're going to be less likely to return it and some of those things. So some of that gets out of our hands a little bit, but some of it's also based on, the makeup of the game, the matchups we have, the way their kicker's operating, anything that comes through analytics through Shane as well can play into a factor of that.
Joel?
Yeah, Brian, you mentioned you need to punt it better. Was it a bad day? Is that a concern with Rigo coming off the injury? How do you see that in terms of the bad day?
From an injury standpoint, yeah, there's no concern. Rigo's punted really well throughout training camp. We just got to be more consistent. There's not any one thing that happened. We just miss-hit probably two punts, and we're capable of being more consistent than that, and we'll get right back after it this week and do that.
Raven?
Earlier in the week on the depth chart, it was listed that Dallas Flowers was going to be the punt returner. It ended up being Isaiah McKenzie, who took both of the punts on Sunday. Do you anticipate them kind of rotating? Is it mostly going to be McKenzie, or how do you expect that to play out?
A lot of that's based on like defensive use, defensive, how much defense is on the field, how many plays Dallas is getting. We're going to, certainly take care of him if he's, on the field for 70 snaps on defense and not, be able to probably use him in both roles right now. But right now, Isaiah's done a good job with ball security and decision-making. So it's a really good role for him to be able to have. And it's certainly a luxury for us to be able to have three different guys that we know we can put back there at punt returner.